And that's by binding together. That's by creating.
Ain't gotta come from another country. We can do it in our own
right here.
Shit.
Creating your own rules in the midst of the system. Because we all, as black men, are taught not to be together. But when I see other cultures, they're always together, Torrance. They're always walking together. But from when I see brothers, this is great. This is three dudes from three different parts of lives that can sit here and have a fucking conversation in Torrance. I just met you, bro, but I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. But
what we do is we get off track. Jesus, we get pretty far off track. I'm serious because the manipulation, because what we were talking about, how do you manipulate the system? And through manipulating the system is how you become entrepreneurs. Through entrepreneurs, how you get to generational wealth and being able to escape generational poverty. This is avenues.
Don't let it go, Twan. He on the
Nah. We're going down 5 different avenues, and when we go down so many avenues, man, we end up losing the focus of what we're talking about. And if we no matter what we're doing, I like how do you manipulate the system to win? How do people come in from other countries, from other continents to manipulate the system to win? Or just to be able to manipulate the system, period. Whatever you do, through that manipulation, somehow, someway, you want to make your life better. Overall, whether or not we're talking about our own people, whether or not we're talking about people coming from a different country, what is it that we can do when you come to freaking America? Because we don't live in other countries, we visit other countries. But here, what can we do to manipulate the system where we can make life easier for us financially so we can escape the poverty that we come from?
So you do agree that we can manipulate the system? You do agree with that, right?
Say it again.
You do agree that we can manipulate the system like
remember the crack door?
That's the same. That's the same thing we said.
We're being redundant. You asking me a question that I already answered. I went through the crack door. Remember I said how I manipulated the system by way of something I heard President Barack Obama say. My ear was listening to that, while other individuals were just hearing it, so they stayed in the same place that they are at now, and I'm 11 years gone. They should have followed me. But everybody not going to be able to see the door that got cracked. In their eyes, all the doors are still shut. So you stay in this room of mental poverty. You stay in this room of one way of thinking. Hell yeah, I manipulated the system. But I am one amongst millions that are missing it. And so when you speak about why can't we pull our shit together? Because there is a stronger system that was put in play to hold us back because they know exactly who we are.
What?
They know that we are the powerful ones.
I got right now, in my terms, a few people under my umbrella that I'm proud of. And they don't owe me nothing. I done shared with quite a few people. Just fucking be great. If you want to do something for me, be great. And as he said, he went out in the world and talked to 5,000 people down there kicking their door in, legally kicking their door in, only 100. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Yes, we got a long road to go. Mm-hmm. But it's so beautiful because like you can get on him and be up. As much as I'm telling you, I guarantee his motherfucking ass, this motherfucker sit up and pray not to yell, not to be loud. As he stood up and he's in a circle. He got this, keeping him calm. He got this, he escaped. He got this, he got these prayers, he got the Lord. It's such a humbling feeling. Like when I'm listening to y'all, I be getting chills through my body. But when we all leave here, we all got our own life to live. We all got our own things that we face on a daily. And we trying to talk to the people.
But our purpose is the same.
Our purpose is definitely the same.
Go ahead, sir.
Go ahead, cuz.
Go ahead, man.
No, our purpose is definitely the same.
I not once said that. I'm just saying for me, it's such a humbling feeling because maybe I might, let's just say, like I'll be back in Atlanta next day or two, right? Maybe I might wake up one day this weekend. I don't know when I might wake up and I go challenge people because people do listen. At least they gonna listen to me because of who they might think of me as. The change, hell no, they don't understand. Oh man, that nigga ain't like he ain't. I mean, okay, but you're going to listen to me. And it might not hit you today, but I guarantee you it's going to hit a few of them because they seen it, they understand it. Some of them is just some people who was loyal to a situation. They wasn't loyal to me. You know, a lot of us don't know who your friends or who your people are until they don't need you no more. You know, with that being said, it's like I find myself by myself a lot. You know.
Do you think that's the best place to be?
I ain't even studying if that is. I done found my peace, so ain't nobody gonna take it from me.
It's easy to have friends when you financially strong.
You don't know who your friends are until they don't need you no more. Like that's a situation where I do know, and it go back to me saying, listen to you trying to power him down to just hear you. He started playing with this because he got a point to say, and then he told you about a motherfucking door that was cracked. He told us a few times, so he ain't finna play them games with you because he overstand that. So it's gonna be hard for you to tell him something like that. Now, this is what I want to reach, these kind of people. Because, yeah, I could pull up right here in Ohio right now in one of my car I paid, so much money for. I could put, then what, though? Look at me when my shoes dirty and my shorts and my shit ain't matching. I told y'all earlier when somebody was trying to say, I don't care to hear that. Let's stop that. But me going back, I'm going to wake up. I don't know when it is, but I'm going to wake up. And I might not challenge 5,000, but I'm going to reach a few. Because I know right now I got a few under my umbrella where I can sit back and they don't owe me not one fucking dime. And I sit back and I be proud of myself because I'm proud of them from their accomplishment that they done took away from what they used to be or what they could be and they ran with it. You know what I'm saying? Hell no, it ain't making nowhere near this and that. A few of them probably weren't ever used to certain kind of money. But sometimes it don't even be about the money. It's just to be about your security, your peace, your longevity. How long you gonna ride this ride before you get off this motherfucker? You know, and with listening to him, I'm learning from him even though he go up. But I'm learning today. You know, and I sit back and I got people that be on my phone. He need to give you a chance. They need to hear that shit. Man, damn that if y'all gonna be here, because it's a long ride right here. You hear me? And I'm not finna just know. Just if you hear, you gonna get it. If it's meant for you, you gonna receive it. 5,000 people. You know what I'm saying? As he's saying, I remember people being on my door, and was it Jehovah's Witness, and I'm turning the other way. Yeah. Then somebody coming back, and I can see him from knowing him as a child to now. I can see him coming back. To I don't know if you heard, he damn near fought with somebody, trying to let them hear his struggle. But really trying to get you to be somebody. Because in 10, 20 years, where do you see yourself at? What's your end game outside of popping all the bottles, outside of fucking all the women? Outside of buying all the cores, outside of wearing all the jewelry, outside of wearing all the clothes. Where do you see yourself at? Like, where do you see yourself? Can you see yourself as a 50-year-old man like I am? My light's on. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing promised to me tomorrow, but today when I woke up and I took my little year to school or little daycare, our lights was on. Yeah, I'm making smoothies, and I might put some blueberries in her smoothie. I did that. You get what I'm saying? She waiting on me now. We damn near in a relationship. Where are you gonna be, black man? Where are you gonna be when you turn 40 or 50? If you are even to make it to that motherfucking age. Yeah, you got a big old pocket full of money. You got everybody on your ass. Yeah, I can do that too in your town. I'ma fly y'all out. We gonna be in LA in the ghetto, and it's nothing but love and respect because I know how to look up and go back to me saying my big homie ain't a millionaire. 48 laws of power. Never outshine the master. That's rule number one. Man, I ain't finna put myself and do none of that. My mentor, same situation. It ain't got nothing to do with money, just saluting certain situations and respecting. The man did it. Came home after 11 years and wasn't supposed to come home. But back to you, big time money making guy, with all this and that, where do you see yourself at? What's your end game with this thing called life? And yeah, we all wake up and got choices, we take chances. But okay, my light's on, I survived today. What are you gonna be when you 40 and 50? What is your end game? What is them kids? What are you gonna teach them kids? What are you gonna instill in them kids? Opposed to coming home on an ankle bracelet, getting 10 years opposed to 30. You don't think somebody in the street's gonna talk about that? You don't think it's some daddies in jail right now and their sons out this motherfucker right now took over what, not saying you left them with nothing, but took over what you instilled in them, now they got a pack.
Or his number is 269-873, and yours is 269-874.
Some of them ain't locked up. Some of them in the streets getting money. Some of them ain't got caught with they 200,000-300,000, they 400,000-500,000.
Fathers and sons share sales.
I didn't say that. I'm saying some of them is still on the streets. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? We ain't all going to jail. We ain't all got to go fucking nobody jail. This is what I'm saying. I know some still on the streets. While they daddy sitting there trying to come home from, hoping you, let's tell on the motherfucker, get me back home. Yeah, soldier that you was. That you motherfucking was behind money. Well, we all know what money can make anything move. But what are you going to be? How that shit feel when you look yourself in the mirror and you brush your teeth? Soldier or gangster? Like you really told. Yeah, they really out on the streets with a pocket full of money. They might keep you with a cell phone or something on your books. They might do all that. But they knocking all the girls. That shit cool. I ain't knocking none of that. I'm from that. Yeah, I know that. I can really pull up on that and live that right now. 50 plus, like, yeah. Yeah, and I'm going to track all that. Down you and all, but that shit ain't, then what? Then what?
It's the other side of the game, cuz.
No, what's your end game?
What's your end game?
That's my thing. What is your end game in life?
The end game is actually the beginning of the game. The end game. The end game is when you get knocked. The end game is if you get shot, you end up in the wheelchair. The end game is if you gone for calendars to the penitentiary, right? But the end game is the beginning game because once you see that you're at the ending, you're actually at the very beginning of what you're supposed to do next, right? And the beginning of that is creating a plan, creating an idea, turn it into a plan, form your dream into a reality, and then you pursue that. That's the end game is the beginning of the game because my end game was the joint. That was my end game, but it was also the beginning. But it is hard to stay the mental focus of what you need to pursue that when you step. Because when you in there, you under pressure. You scared in your own way. You miss your girl, you miss your freedom, you miss this, that, and the third, and you will say and do anything to come up out of that motherfucker, right? But how many motherfuckers will stick to the discipline of it? How many individuals will stick to the responsibility of the idea that you came up with that's different from your comfort zone? Your end game is the beginning of the game by way of leaving the financial, mental poverty.
When I say this, there's some dudes out here right now with a pocket full of money living a lavish lifestyle. They don't have to go in there and wait and pray and this and that to come back out and begin. Like, I really came home in 2009. I ain't sending them people cells. Like, my light's on. I'm like, I hear where you going with it, but it's some dudes right now, not just in Ohio. I know dudes in different states. Like, I could tell you a story just happened 2 weeks ago in a whole nother state. I ain't gonna get into it. Where at 5 in the morning, they woke up over 30 people. Went inside walls and went inside all through them people's houses, found all kind of shit, man. Behind one guy, got pulled over. And then he got caught with whatever he just, man, take us back and get all that or you ain't coming home. And guess what he did? Over 27, 30 people houses. This is what I'm talking about. There's some dudes out here right now with a bunch of, this is what I'm trying to get you to understand. And ain't nothing guaranteed. None of us right now, to him neither when we wake up. Ain't nothing guaranteed, but I'm just saying, like, take advantage of a little something. Got some money, take advantage of it.
So it's the same process. You still using the same, you still gonna need your discipline as well as your responsibility levels.
Yes.
So the discipline.
So the discipline is surrounding yourself by good energy. Now, I ain't saying don't go out there and have fun because we all human. You just say you celibate, you this or you that, but you gonna fuck off. You gonna fuck off. I'm gonna fuck off.
I think the responsibility is surrounding yourself with good energy because that's the networking process of it.
So I'm living.
That's the network processing.
What you mean by you living?
I'm living it, right? I got a different end game, right? My end game wasn't the drug game. My end game wasn't the street life. My end game was following.
No motherfucking end game be
no. My end game was following the system. The system that took my fucking son away. Doing things the right way. Trying to do the things the right way. So now, since that happened, Now I got to create a new road. And my new road is trying to figure this shit out amongst good energy, good people.
You're around.
Sitting at this podcast right now. You feel me? Learning game from two OGs that have traveled a different road than I've traveled. My end game is starting up Little Dreamers child care. My end game, my new game is trying to do other businesses outside of my regular 9 to 5. My end game is speaking positivity, truth, and light to the world in the midst of darkness. That's my end game.
Tony, do you get what I'm? Not to cut you off, Tony, but do you?
Yeah, my end game is different from y'all's. So my end game is legacy.
No.
Same thing. It's the same thing.
No. Delete all our end games. Our end games don't exist. What I'm trying to get him to understand is like, not people that's in jail that's coming home.
Yeah.
I'm talking about we got homies out here
With the bag. They got it now. Yes.
that we might, and I'm not, man, I promise you I ain't wishing nothing on nobody, but anything can happen to any one of us or any one of them. My thing is invest something.
Same rules apply. Same rules apply.
You get what I'm saying?
Motivation, discipline, and responsibility.
Don't run the rat race, the rich dad, poor dad. I get it. We all go through it. We all have our ups and downs, but picture when you wake up and you say, that's my sister, she want me to come. Picture when you wake up one day and you say, well, my light's on and I ain't gonna have to worry about nothing for a minute. This secured. This is paid for. All I gotta do is pay taxes on it. And and as you were saying, you want to reach the people with the Airbnbs and short-term rental. Well, I've been doing that. I just sit back and I listen. Okay, all I gotta do is pay taxes on such and such. It's paid for. Now picture when you level up from a 200,000 to a 400,000 to a 600,000 to $1 million, and all that 200,000 in 3-4 years is worth 400,000. 400,000 worth 800,000.
Shifting to different tax brackets. Shifting to different tax
brackets. The way
brackets.
things go, 200,000. Just think about it turning to 400.
That's the financial freedom of what we're talking about. The financial freedom of what we're talking about. We don't want to have to worry about mortgages. We want that to just come out of our account. We don't have to worry about. We don't want to have to worry about car notes. We don't want to have to worry about gas and electric. We don't want to have to worry about water bills or what have you. We want to put ourselves in a financial stability situation where everything just automatically comes out of our accounts, and all we're doing is checking the bottom number. That's when you've shifted from generational poverty into financial freedom, because you don't have to count your numbers. You know what I mean? Word up, word up. This is what we're looking for. But what is the process? What is the process to procedure to the protocol to get there? It's going to take motivation, discipline, as well as responsibility. Whether or not you're in the cage, whether or not you're free and you got the bankroll, whether or not you're a single mother that's raising 2 all the way up to 9 children. In order to get out of mental poverty and generational poverty and shift into financial freedom, it's going to take motivation, discipline, as well as responsibility. Up under the discipline comes you're not going to be able to spend what you want when you want.
There you go.
Up under the responsibility, you're going to have to begin to network with individuals that you don't actually know and individuals that are doing better than you. The motivation is making sure that you get up and stay focused for that every day of your life. You got to want it. What does Eric Thomas say? E.T. say? You got to want that shit more than you want to breathe.
Yes. If you want to succeed, more than you want to breathe, then you'll be
successful.
successful.
That's all I was saying, man. I'm just trying to get a point across, man. That's all.
And picking up the pieces is a dot-to-dot sketch that allows you to connect from one dot to the other. And in this dot-to-dot sketch, you're going east, you're going west, but you're steady going north versus south. We're putting the puzzles together. We're putting the puzzles together for you. You already actually know how to create a puzzle. But can you turn it into power? Can you turn your puzzle into power? It doesn't matter that you come from a piece of something, and picking up the pieces, we have all formulated to become a whole, which is dealing with all type of different situations and backgrounds that we come from. And we're going to touch on every single one. The one that we spoke on today has been about personal, but most importantly, about what do we do, whether or not you're incarcerated, whether or not you're free, whether or not you're a mother, a single mother, whether or not you're a brother trying to get up off the couch. What is the process to get going? And it takes motivation, discipline, as well as responsibility. And what's going to have to tie all that together is going to have to be faith. And we're not telling you who to follow, but you're not going to be able to
I
achieve
listen
these
to my
things
ancestors.
unless through faith.
My ancestors, besides the
That's a
Strong,
faith-based
strong,
thing.
strong, strong,
Ancestors-
strong ancestors.
Ancestors, that's a faith-based
I
thing,
usually-
though.
I
Because it
usually
sounds
don't
like you're
speak
saying
on that
spirit.
because people be thinking I'm weird.
No, that's real.
I know my ancestors be.
You got a lot of guides, cuz. You got a lot of
I feel
protectors.
it.
You got a lot of light.
I promise you, I
For
feel
sure.
it.
Strong.
We are hobos
Yeah,
riding the prayers of those that came before
For
us.
sure. Say that again. That was live. I gotta say something about Iconic Mind Studios, man, too, man. Shout out to my brother Daylon, man, for just stepping up, man. One day call, man. Say, can you come in and just help us out, man, and get this good content out, man? Because guess what? 5,000, you hit 5,000, and you might get 100.
Guess what? Let me tell y'all some quantitative information.
I'm listening.
You said 5,000 sounds like a lot. You're like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but somehow I'm gonna touch 5,000 people. But you already touched 2,200 because on our actual first show we got 762 likes. On the other show, on your short, you have 600 and I believe 18 likes. On my short series, I have 680 something likes. On your short series, you have 340 something likes. So when you shout that 5, it's not far off as you actually believe that you need to touch those individuals because they're hearing you now.
Piece by piece.
Now you got to break it down to where they're going to begin to listen because we already at almost 2,300 viewers. So we already touching and talking to the people. You feel me? Word up.
Keep going.
Word up. We appreciate you all tuning in with us today to another episode of Picking Up the Pieces, where we have high-level conversations about all type of different areas of life, whether or not it ranges from mental poverty, whether or not it ranges from home, whether or not it ranges from community, whether or not it ranges about PTSD, whether or not it ranges about our own personal stories and how we can relate and reflect that to you. We're just trying to relate, infiltrate, manipulate, and reconstruct your way of thinking so we can get on through. We can grab each other's hands. We can pull this puzzle together. We can figure this out actually on our own. We are the kings that sit on this throne. Word up. We have to open up our ears not just to hear, but to be able to hold that information in and listen to what we're saying. We're not cornballs, we're not suckers, we're not any of that. We've just been through the fire, and now we're pursuing purpose as well as passion. And our jobs is to give back, just as the disciples did. Word up. It is every brother that has actually made it through trial and tribulation. It is his job to come back and give some type of information, some type of knowledge, some type of networking where we can move forward as a people, man, within our communities of black and brown people.
Salute. We was on that red wine, that Snoop Dogg wine tonight. Shout out to Snoop.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, that's what it is.
That's what it is.
Shout out to Snoop, man. I usually
Where you get it from?
red wine. It was a gift.
Right. Wow.
I usually drink white wine. The gift, I got a gift some on red wine. Shout out to Snoop.
Shout out to lost homies that we've lost too. I want to give White Mike from North College Hill a shout out. I want to give Nisi a shout out from A1 Stand Up. I want to give a strong prayer to mothers, to fathers that have lost individuals to the senseless violence, to the povertized situations that we live in within our communities. The way we're not looked at or viewed as serious when we do go to the doctors and explain to them that we have these issues going on within our bodies. Shout out to those as well as in the past. Our love and prayers are actually with you. This is another episode of Picking Up the Pieces. We appreciate you all tuning in. Peace.